He was the golden boy America watched grow up in their living rooms, a teenager with a guitar, a perfect smile, and a voice that ruled the charts. But behind the image of the ideal teen idol was a man constantly trying to escape the shadow of his own fame. And in the end, Rick Nelson's life would close, not under stage lights, but in a tragedy that stunned the music world. Rick Nelson entered the spotlight long before he truly understood what fame meant. Born on May 8, 1940 in New Jersey, he grew up inside one of America's most recognizable entertainment families. His parents, Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Nelson, were already stars on national radio. By the time Rick was a child, the family had moved to Los Angeles, where their home doubled as a production center for the hit radio program The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. At just 8 years old, Rick and his older brother David Nelson began appearing on the show, playing fictionalized versions of themselves. For millions of Americans, the Nelson boys weren't characters. They were real children growing up in real time. When the show moved to television in 1952, audiences didn't just hear Rick's voice, they watched him transform from a quiet boy into a teenager. That familiarity would become the foundation of one of the most unusual music careers in Hollywood history. In 1957, Rick introduced something unexpected into the family sitcom. During an episode, he picked up a guitar and performed I'm Walkin'. It was rock and roll inside America's most wholesome television living room. The performance ignited his music career almost instantly. Soon after, he signed with Verve Records and released his first single. By the end of the year, his debut album climbed to #1 on the charts, making him one of the youngest artists ever to achieve that milestone. But the real breakthrough came in 1958. His song Poor Little Fool reached #1 on the newly created Billboard Hot 100. In doing so, Rick Nelson became the first artist in history to top the chart. Through the late 1950s and early 1960s, he dominated radio with hits like Travelin Man and Hello Mary Lou. At one point, only Elvis Presley had more top 40 hits. He even crossed into Hollywood film, appearing alongside John Wayne and Dean Martin in the Western classic Rio Bravo. But fame built on a specific image can become a cage. By the mid-1960s, the music world had changed dramatically. The rise of bands like the Beatles shifted the spotlight away from teen idols towards self-contained groups writing their own music. At the same time, the Nelson family sitcom ended after 14 seasons. For the first time in his life, Rick no longer had a weekly television platform supporting his image. Determined to evolve, he formed the Stone Canyon Band in 1969 and embraced a country rock sound. But audiences weren't always ready for the change. During a 1971 performance at Madison Square Garden, some fans rejected his new style, demanding the old teen idol hits instead. Rick answered the moment with music. In 1972, he released Garden Party. The song became a major comeback hit and carried a quiet message about an artist refusing to live only in the past. After that, his career shifted towards steady touring rather than chart dominance. He continued recording, performing across the country for loyal audiences who still connected his voice with their own memories. Behind the scenes, his personal life became increasingly complicated. His marriage to Kristen Harmon ended in divorce after nearly 20 years, following years of distance created by constant touring. Yet Rick Nelson never stopped performing. On December 31, 1985, he and his band boarded a Douglas DC-3 after a concert in Alabama, heading to Dallas for a New Year's performance. Mid-flight, smoke filled the cabin. The pilots attempted an emergency landing near DeKalb, Texas. The aircraft crashed before reaching the runway. Rick Nelson, his companion Helen Blair, and several members of his band were killed. Investigations later concluded the fire likely began due to a heater malfunction and fuel leak, not the rumors that followed in the immediate aftermath. Rick Nelson's life had begun in America's living rooms, growing up before the eyes of millions. From teen idol to chart pioneer to touring musician, he spent decades navigating the changing tides of music. And in the end, his story became something more than fame. It became a reflection of how an artist grows, struggles, reinvents, and keeps going, even when the spotlight moves on. If Rick Nelson's journey surprised you, share your thoughts below. What's your favorite song or memory of his music? And if you enjoy uncovering the untold stories behind legendary stars, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more hidden Hollywood histories.